Welcome to Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma was founded 150 years ago as a logging town. Today, Tacoma is still a center of the wood products industry. Wood products include lumber, plywood, cardboard, and paper. We're visiting a sawmill in Tacoma. There are two things I like about touring a sawmill. The first is seeing giant saws turn logs into lumber. The second is the smell of freshly sawn wood. What I don't like is the noise. Every time a saw cuts into a log, it makes a screaming sound. When that happens, you may want to cover your ears. Can you guess how much wood this country uses each year? Imagine building a walkway 30 feet wide with all the wood Americans use in a year. How far do you think it would reach? All the way to the moon. That's a lot of wood. Much of that wood comes from the West. In the 1800s, forests attracted loggers and lumbermen to this region. The mountains of the West were covered with forests. Today, many Westerners still work in the lumber industry. We are heading now for Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. We'll take a plane to our next stop. Be sure to fasten your seatbelts for takeoff. We are in Anchorage, Alaska. Alaska is by far the largest of the United States. And yet, it has the fewest number of people of any state. Can you guess why? One reason is its chilly climate. Alaska is farther from the equator than any other state. As a result, it is the coldest state. Its winters are so cold that houseflies can't survive here. People have been attracted to Alaska by its resources. In 1899, gold was discovered near the town of Nome. In no time, Nome grew from 300 to more than 30,000 people. Another rush of people began in 1968. That year, oil was discovered in northern Alaska. Today, many people come to Alaska to enjoy its open spaces and outdoor activities. A favorite sport here is dog sled racing. Alaskans used to depend on dog sleds to get around in winter. Now they use airplanes and snowmobiles. The most famous dog sled race is the Iditarod. The Iditarod begins right here in Anchorage. It ends 1,150 miles later in Nome. A few teams of dogs and their mushers, or drivers, have covered that distance in an amazing 9 days. No wonder Alaskans call this event the last great race on Earth. Well, it sure is cold. Let's fly someplace warm. You have just flown from our country's coldest state to its warmest. Hawaii lies closer to the equator than any other U.S. state. Its climate is sunny and warm all year round. We are looking at Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii. I grew up near here. My father gave me my first surfing lesson at Waikiki. Maybe I'll have a chance to teach you how to surf here. Today, tourists from all over the world enjoy this sunny beach. Tourism is Hawaii's most important industry, but it wasn't always such a big deal. 100 years ago, the main industry on the Hawaiian Islands was raising sugarcane. Hawaii's sugar planters needed lots of workers for their plantations. Those workers came from China, Japan, the Philippines, Portugal, and other places. My great-great-grandparents came to Hawaii from Japan around 1890. They planned to work in the sugar fields a few years and then return home, but they liked Hawaii and decided to stay. My grandfather remembers when jet airplanes began flying to Hawaii. That was in the 1950s. Airplanes made it easier for tourists to come to Hawaii. Today, many jobs in Hawaii are related to tourism. So we are very happy you are visiting our islands. What an awesome tour! We began high in the Rocky Mountains and ended up on Waikiki Beach. Along the way, we saw sights in 8 states. What was your favorite stop? The mine entrance in Leadville? Disneyland? The Columbia River? Can you guess mine? It's Waikiki Beach, of course. Remember the 2 questions I asked when we began our tour? What first attracted people to the West? And why are people still coming here today? Here are my answers to the first question. People first came to the West in search of adventure, opportunity, and sunshine. The West had beautiful places to explore. It had valuable natural resources. These resources included furs, gold, silver, oil, and forests. And it had a climate that attracted movie makers and farmers. My answers to the second question are the same. People still come to the West for adventure, opportunity, and sunshine. The adventures have changed. We now hike and ski in the region where Lewis and Clark once almost starved. The opportunities have changed. Today, there are more jobs in the tourism and entertainment industries than in mining or logging. But the sunshine is the same. I hope you had fun in the sun on our trip. Aloha!